Greetings from the Johnson Sports Center overlooking Elmore Vale Field behind me. I'm Mike Stetson, Sports Information Director. I want to thank you for joining us for another edition of the Crusader Coaches Corner Show. This week we're out here overlooking the baseball field as a change in the schedule means it's opening day this weekend for the Crusader baseball team here at home. The home debut will be against St. Martin's Friday night, 3 o'clock, doubleheader. Then again Saturday, another doubleheader at 1 o'clock. This week on the Coaches Show, we won't be talking baseball, but instead we'll be meeting with new head men's soccer coach Joel DeLass. DeLass hired just a few weeks ago. He's been on campus for about a week. He's going to talk a little bit about what brought him to NNU and also what you can expect from the men's soccer team moving forward. Now it's time for the Coaches Corner Show. I want to thank you for joining us. Welcome to this week's Coach's Corner Show. Special guest today, who we hope to have on lots, talking about victories this coming fall. New men's head soccer coach, Joel DeLass. Thanks for joining us today, and congratulations on the new position, Joel.
Thanks. It's my pleasure to be here. Real excited about it.
Well, let's talk a little bit about the new job. What was it that drew you to NNU, and how excited are you to be here?
First of all, really excited. Coming from, I went to college at Wheaton, and then after time away, came back and assisted there for 4 years. So really what drew me to NNU is a lot of the foundations of NNU, whether it's the academic piece, the athletic piece, or the spiritual component, translates very well to kind of Wheaton College and where I'm coming from. So when the job opened, I was super excited to apply because there's a lot of Christian colleges across the country, but there's only a handful that are as strong academically, the spiritual component's as alive as it is here, and the athletic component is as strong as it is. So those are kind of the three main reasons I wanted to come here.
We should talk a little bit about your background for folks that are just getting their first chance to meet you. All-American player at Wheaton. Then you went on and played professional soccer for 4 seasons here in the U.S., and then coaching at Wheaton as the top assistant. You guys went to the national tournament 4 times, played for a national championship, so quite a lot of successful soccer experience.
Yeah, I guess you could say that. My time at Wheaton as a player was awesome. We as well went to a national championship. I do got to say I lost as a player and I lost as a coach in that game, so hopefully here at NNU we can get over that hump. But no, Wheaton was great. My time after Wheaton, played for 5 years, played 1 in Charlotte and then 4 in Dayton, Ohio, in the USL Pro. And it was a great opportunity because I could play and I could coach at the collegiate level as well. I was involved first at Cornerstone and then at Wheaton for 4 years. So, a good background both playing and coaching, and I'm really blessed to now have the opportunity to lead a program.
I'm sure a lot of players that are looking at colleges, transfer players, stuff like that, that professional experience that you have and those connections, that might be a nice draw for some of them who are thinking of maybe having a few seasons after college.
Yeah, it's definitely a conversation I have with people. At the end of the day, the pro level is awesome, but it's also incredibly hard, so the amount of work you have to put in it, the best thing I can do is at least try to get players in front of people, and we have guys at Wheaton where we've gotten in front of professional teams and they haven't signed, for one reason or the other, and there are guys that we have gotten in front of players and they have gone on to sign, whether it's the MLS now, we just had a kid get, this past season get drafted and signed, and then we've had guys in the USL and get overseas, and I just kind of hope for myself I can develop players in such a way that if they want to go on to play pro, we can at least get them an opportunity, and then it's up to them to try to make it their own.
So you got here about a week ago, and you've had a chance to meet the players. Obviously, you did that back in the interview process, and you guys are getting started for the spring season. How have things gone in the transition? How has the reaction from the players been?
Yeah, so I've been here 4 days now, and we've had like 1.5 sessions, I would say, and then today's actually our first full spring training. So last week was kind of a week for me to observe kind of the guys' personalities, how things are run, kind of have run, what they're used to, and I think today we'll kind of roll out a little bit more of my expectations, my vision, and kind of how I foresee the program going. So I think guys have been really open and receptive, and we'll see how they go after today, where it's a little bit more of the change is going to start to come in, and whether, maybe it's not necessarily better, it's just different than kind of what they've had in the past. And for the most part, I've, really enjoyed the guys. I think the guys are enjoying, their time with me, and, it's also easy too before the season gets going and some guys are on the bench and some are starters, but everybody's kind of a level playing field right now. So I think everybody's excited to really get into full swing this week.
Obviously, getting into the full swing of the spring season is one thing, but you've got a lot of other details to take care of. Have you started looking for an assistant or to fill out that staff and some of those things?
Yeah, I think kind of the two big things are recruiting. I have a lot of recruits coming in over the next couple of weeks, quality recruits that I'm really excited about. And then as far as the assistant coach goes, I've got a person I'm in talks with right now that I'd really like. I think he'd do really well at the program, a place like NNU, and the guys would love him as well. So we'll see, the offer's out there, and we're kind of been going back and forth for about a week here, and I don't know, I really hope that, he gets the opportunity to come out here, because I think he would, one, really enjoy it, two, he'd really invest in the guys a lot and bring a lot of soccer knowledge as well to help me.
Mm-hmm. Now, on the personal note, has your wife had a chance to come out here? I know she spent some time out here, nursing internship? Physical therapy
Yep.
internship out here in the Boise area. Has she had a chance to come out since the interviews, or is she still packing up?
No, she's still back in Naperville. She should be out here at the end of March, kind of the job transition and us relocating that transition as well. So hopefully, right towards the end of March, we'll be out here together. So I think, to be honest, it's kind of probably a good thing right now, because I don't feel like a horrible husband, because I've been at work so much, right now in the first week. But I am really excited to have her and the dog out here and get settled in the area.
Her and the dog. No
Yep.
kids yet. You guys are just newlyweds too. So.
Yeah, 2.5 years. So
2.5
relatively
years.
new, but yeah.
Hopefully, Crusader fans will get a chance to welcome Joel and his wife when she finally does get out here, and show them some hospitality before he has to hit the grindstone for the fall season.
Yeah,
talk a little bit about the team's makeup. Obviously, you lose quite a few seniors from last year, and then in the transition, you're always going to lose a few players. Some went with Co down to Cal Baptist, and some just drop out of the program or don't fit the new system. How is the makeup of the team right now?
Yeah, so we have 18 guys coming back that I know of right now.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll have individual meetings this week and get a little bit more of their story and where they are, and just to make sure that's what we have. And then of those 18, actually 12 of them are seniors. So really, I'm on the recruiting trail really very strong right now, because I'd like to bring in a bigger class now to help compensate for the following year when I was 12 seniors, because I have a small class now. Then I'm going to have to bring in even more that following year, and I'd prefer to kind of balance the classes out a little bit. So, I think I'm excited to have 12 seniors, because all those guys have been in the NCAA tournament 2 years ago, competing for conference championships. It's just a veteran group who kind of know what they're going through. So I'm personally very excited about that. Guys who know how to win, and I think they'll make up kind of that core of our starting group right now, and I'd like to bring in a couple players who can really push, whether they're freshmen or transfers, can really push to get into the lineup and just raise the level of training day in and day out, because that's what you need. You push the level in training, then your level in the games goes up, and kind of create that winning mentality and environment.
You in your interview, you talked about building those connections from when you're first meeting somebody, maybe a sophomore, junior in high school, and continuing to nurture those connections. Will some of those connections maybe draw students that you were recruiting at Wheaton here to Northwest Nazarene?
Yeah, I really hope so. I mean, I think of what I've noticed so far in my first, technically been hired for a couple of weeks, so I've been kind of on the recruiting trail a little bit, but like at least in conversation with kids, because of, like I said, the strong academic component, the strong athletic component, and the strong spiritual component, like that's what those kids are looking for. So it's been a natural transition conversation, from talking to them at Wheaton, now I'm talking to them at NNU. So whether we can get them, out here to NAMFA to see all the mountains and the beautiful area and stuff like that and experience it for themselves, and then onto campus to, as a freshman in college is the question mark. But I do think the type of people I've been in conversation with or recruiting at Wheaton will transition really well to the school here. And I think kids who are looking at Wheaton would be very interested in a place like NNU.
What do you think the team will look like on the field, gamesmanship-wise and stuff like that? Will it be a big adjustment from what the guys are used to? Will you kind of stick with what they've done since it is such a senior-laden class, or will it be a mix?
Yeah, I think it'll probably be a little bit of a mix, because kind of the system that I prefer to play is kind of similar to what they've played in the past. I've watched a few games, online or DVDs now, and got a chance to look at that. And I don't think it's going to be too far off. I think there's a few adjustments here and there that, even the couple sessions we've had, the guys can already see kind of what those will be, and hopefully that's something that can kind of just help push us over the edge a little bit of, from competing for that conference championship in the national tournament to winning that and getting in and winning some games in the tournament. So I don't think it'll be too much of an adjustment for the guys. It's just kind of tweaking a little bit of stuff here and there.
Mm-hmm. What are the areas of focus that recruiting-wise, or areas that you want to improve if?
So if I'm looking at the kind of the recruiting aspect right now, I'm really looking for a goal scorer, and then center backs as well. Those are kind of the two focus areas, and then really I just want to as well bring in quality players in the other spots to make sure I have depth. I mean, that's a big thing when you're playing 2 games a week, and then when you get to the NCAA tournament, it's a short season with a lot of games in it, so a lot of injuries happen, and I really want to add some depth to the squad. So I think that's kind of the focus as far as recruiting would go.
Have you had a chance to make some connections with the local coaches and Idaho kids and stuff?
Yeah, I've reached out to a few of the clubs in the area. I've met some of the guys who coach one of their older teams there. I think so. This past Saturday is my first Saturday here. This next Saturday I'll be out at a few of the games, club games in the area, and just trying to see what Idaho soccer has to offer on a club level. Because I think, for me, it'd be great to bring in a couple local kids each year too. Just adds kind of that support, and just helps builds your program within the community as well.
Mm-hmm. Being new to the area, you did mention that you haven't had a chance to explore too much, but how has the transition personally been for you to the Nampa area? Have you enjoyed it so far?
Oh, it's been great so far. I've only been here a week, but it's been real great. The people have been so helpful, even outside of the NNU community. It's just people are really friendly, and I've really, so far in the first week, I've really enjoyed it, and I'm looking forward to, kind of getting out and I shipped my road bike out here, so I'm excited to get out and ride in the area and kind of meet some people in that community as well. So
there's a pretty good cycling community, and we do have a 2-time Olympic gold medalist hanging out in the area. So, biggest shock for you coming out here?
That it's already spring. It was, it's 30 degrees and snowing in Chicago still, so I think that's been, I guess it's a good shock.
Yeah. Well, that's good. Want to remind fans, the Crusader men, they're going to be opening their spring season here in a few weeks. We'll have a list of scrimmages that they have going on, and then in the fall, come out to the soccer field and support the guys as they will be looking to compete for GNAC and national championships once again. Joel, I thank you. Congratulations on the position. Look forward to some great stuff on the field this coming year.
Appreciate it. Me too.
The Crusader basketball teams wrapped up their regular season at home this past week. Here, the NNU women hosting Central Washington picked up an 84-77 victory. Ellie Logan led the way with 27 points for the Crusaders. Thursday it was senior night for NNU as they hosted Montana State Billings. Taylor Simmons, shown here with the drive, led the way with 12 points and 8 steals. The 8 steals gave her 329 for her career, making her the all-time leader in steals at NNU. Saturday night, it was the men's turn for senior night, as they sent off seniors Joel DeLass, shown here, and Mike Wright against the University of Alaska.